All right. Um, this is for the sake of recording. Not sure if there is anybody tuned in. I am not paying much attention right now to all that. But today we do not have any high impact news. Let's actually get the economic calendar for the week and briefly discuss before we go into the day. So yeah, as you can see, today being Wednesday, we don't have anything besides the medium impact news after lunch at 1:01 p.m. That's the 10-year bond auction. Then tonight we do have some high impact speech and inflation expectations for Australian dollar and New Zealand dollar, the Kiwi and the Aussie, but that's way later in the night, basically bleeding into London session tomorrow. So yeah, that is that. And then tomorrow, Thursday, we have unemployment claims. This is the only high impact news that actually has my attention for the week, to be honest. Doesn't have much of an impact, of course, in general, but it actually will probably determine the direction for the rest of the week and probably even create the high of the week on the indices, but we'll get to that in a bit. And we close off the week with Canadian dollar news events there. We don't have much to discuss with the economic calendar because of how lightweight it is, but this gives me a perfect opportunity to tape read, to study the charts. You don't have to pull any triggers. We just have to study and see what price has in store for us. Personally, I'm not likely going to be taking any trades this session today, actually, even though I am open to the possibility of a trade idea forming and me executing on that trade idea. So let's see. On Nasdaq, let's actually zoom out a bit more. On Nasdaq, starting off with a daily time frame, we finally took this sell side liquidity. Well, I think we did only on the CFD charts, but either way, right now, if I was a market maker, if I was the one trying to see what everyone else is looking for, I would be saying that there are more people likely looking for buys than sells right here, because it's a lot more attractive to go long, say here, we just stop loss there and aiming for the all-time highs, than for someone to be selling here and placing a stop loss that wide for the sake of a target this small, because that's the last swing high there on the daily. I'm not going to go to the weekly chart or monthly chart. We're going to stick with the daily for now. So right now, simply because of this, the fact that it's more attractive to buy than to sell would make me look for sells. So I'm looking at this fair value gap, the CB here, that we have coupled with the new week opening gap when we gap down starting this week. So we're currently trading inside of it. And when we go down to a 4-hourly chart, for example, we have this range coming all the way from last week Wednesday to Monday's low. We can also see that we are trading in the premium of this range. That's the volume imbalance or the new week opening gap. So we have this range right here in this piece of price action on this 4-hour time frame. We can see that we don't have much of an inefficiency here, and to be honest, I would like to see the high of the week form anywhere inside of this area where we don't have much of an inefficiency. I wouldn't like to see price tag that level there at 19,064.25. That's basically my invalidation for any sells. And if we break through this level, I believe we might just continue higher. Either way, this is me trying to find a high time frame basis or bias, general direction, if you want to call it that, before boiling down my intraday positions, because I don't really care much if we're going up or going down. I'm just going to find which one makes the most sense structure wise. So yeah, right now we're in premium on the hourly chart. We do have, the only inefficiency I see on the hourly chart is this fair value gap right here that we've left open from last week. This fair value gap was actually where I expected us to gap up into. So I expected markets to open today, this week. And okay, my arrows are doing weird things because of the magnets, but I was expecting price to trade up into this gap before continuing to that sell side that we went to on Monday, which I didn't notice, but we haven't actually cleared it yet. So right now, I still think that's our short-term drawn liquidity. If we don't get any entries to ride it all the way up there, if we don't get any trades to take it up there, when it gets there and after it gets there, I could look for a lower time frame entry to take it back down, So I'm looking for a trade up into the premium side of the range, then a lower time frame confirmation that gives me some sort of indication to take this to the sell side liquidity down there. That's my general overview. Now let's go to, this is basically the same chart with the Monday's range highlighted. So that's Monday's high, the 50% of Monday's range, and then of course the sell side is Monday's low as well. So let's see. I labeled that as the potential high of the week because I want to see if price can trade up into there before reversing. So yeah, looking at this hourly candle and the fact that we're already in the silver bullet hour doesn't give me much confidence. Sure, we could look at this mitigation block, this thick beefy bearish candle over there. I say it's a mitigation block because, well, we didn't take liquidity. We can also just call it an order block if you want to call it that. It's a block either way for me. I'll just take it as a block. So yeah, we could look to see price trade down into it, the body of it, then push up before reversing. Right now, looking at this, the previous 3-4 hourly candles, I'm not really too convinced with the price action right now. If this is a 4-hour candle and this is all we've done in each one of them, and this is how it is so far after markets have opened, it doesn't really convince me to be pulling any triggers yet. When we try and go down to, let's say, the 15 minutes chart, this is all we've done in the opening, and gun to my head, we could just go up from here. Let's highlight this BC. We could see price just respect this 15 minutes gap and push up. That's the 945 low. 930 opening was the opening price of this candle, which is over there. So yeah, if I was a gambler, I guess you could try buying that, but I'm not really convinced. Personally, this is what I wanted to see today, to be honest. During this session, I want to see price. Okay, let's use something better. Let's use this. I wanted to see price trade, right? Some sort of range. It doesn't matter whether it's a consolidative range or a trending range, but some sort of range to be created. Then I would like to see price take the high or the low. Let's assume it takes the high first, right? Let's assume it takes the high, the buy side liquidity. I don't mind whichever one it takes. I would like to see the buy side liquidity taken first in this case, in today's example, and then I would like to see the sell side liquidity taken second. This is what I would like to see. When we break this previous swing high right there, I would be looking for buys. So in other words, we wiped out people that wanted to sell. You hit their stop losses. We wiped out people that bought earlier on, hit their stop losses. When price shifts in structure, we can look for a continuation higher. So we could look for something like this. So yeah, it basically looks like AMD when you look at it from this perspective, of course. But yeah, we have a sweep there first, then a sweep here second, before reversing. That's the key. 2 sweeps before continuing. I would also like to see this structure. With the line chart. So even though we have the candlestick charts right now, I'd like to see this on the line chart, just because I don't want to keep enabling and disabling my wicks, the bodies and the wicks of the candles, right? I don't want to disable the wicks. So yeah, the line chart just shows the bodies, the true price action, not just the damages that's done with the wicks. It actually shows the body's moves. So let's quickly toggle to our line chart and see what it looks like. This is what it looks like. So you see in this case, right, we can clearly see we've swept buy side. I don't care which buy side you're looking at. I don't care if you want to look at this one here. I don't care if you want to look at the one all the way over there. But we can all agree that buy side has clearly been swept, right? The next thing I want to see now is some sort of sell side to be swept. It could also just be this sell side over here. It could literally be this sell side over here, but I want to see some sort of sell side swept. And then if we can get a shift, a break of structure of some sort on the 1 minute, 3 minutes or 5 minutes, I'm willing to take it up, and we could continue to that fair value gap that we just mentioned earlier. So yeah, I would like to see this structure on the line chart as well as the candlestick chart for me to consider taking it, because the bodies matter the most. And in this case, for example, I wouldn't mind us disrespecting this CB. I wouldn't mind us trading and clearing this low, because we have this inefficiency sitting right here looking so innocent right there. I know here it shows that we've tapped it, but I can say we barely touched that. We barely touched this. So I think I wouldn't mind something like that, like a sweep of the highs, sweep of the lows, continuation higher using the 1 minute, 3 minutes or 5 minutes, you know. And obviously it would be nice to, if we get SMT divergences somewhere in there. So let's see what the other one looks like. Yeah, we can see S&P 500 clearly tapped into the BC that we're referring to. But yeah, I'd still like to see the same thing here, or similar at least. Similar at the very least. I'm looking for this area to hold lower, but we've already traded below the sell side that I had as a target on S&P, so I don't know what to expect now. But yeah, we still have that liquidity void, or new week opening gap, or volume imbalance, whichever one you prefer to call it. It's all the same. Let's see. I've been waiting for Nas to drop since Monday. Wait, why would you you're waiting for Nas to drop since Monday, so you wanted to sell from here after seeing Asia and London trade lower like that? You wanted to drop even more. You wanted to sell more. If you wanted to sell more from that low, then I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I agree with that one. But yeah, I wanted to sell, but imagine the market opening and just dropping like that. I wanted to see a retracement to this area before selling to this area. So yeah, when we opened and melted, I really didn't know how to feel about that anymore, and I just sort of stood back to leave price to do what it wants to do. So yeah. By the way, we're closing above the NWOG is telling me we might get higher prices. Exactly. That's why I say I don't mind taking higher, especially closing on the 1 hour chart. On the 1 hour time frame, we actually closed above the new week opening gap. And guess what? We still have this 1 hour fair value gap here, coincidentally in the same area where the 1 hour order block is. Let's actually draw this out properly. So we have price respecting this BC, right? So we tapped into it during London, respected this BC, disrespected this CB, We have now pushed higher, closed above the new week opening gap. But guess what? We just created a high probability order block right there. We created a high probability order block. This is high probability obviously because we took liquidity right there. These are all these two lows are relative equal lows on a lower time frame. So we took liquidity, tapping into an inefficiency there, rejected and pushed high. So this order block to me is high probability. And guess what we have? We also have a fair value gap right there again on the 1 hour, also not touched at all, not even tapped at all. So that's why I don't mind seeing a raid of the buy side, raid of the sell side, any sell side, including this swing low right here. Tap into this, then allows me to buy at least to that potential high of the week area. So yeah, I do agree with you on buys. I am short-term bullish, of course, and then maybe a reversal later. Yeah, anything is still possible though. Let's see on the 1 minute. Yeah, on the 1 minute we just created multiple fair value gaps, but I mean, look at this already. This is just a complete mess, in my opinion. At least I don't know, for some people this is probably gold. This is probably super clean to them, but for me, this is not something I would be playing with. So yeah, I would say save your bullets, save your ammo. We still have so many days to come. No one is dying yet, I hope. I pray. But yeah, no one is dying yet, nothing crazy is going on yet, so no need to be wasting your bullets on this condition right now. I would say let's wait. Yeah, let's just watch price do its thing. Personally, I've already said my opinion. I would like to see us drop lower into this inefficiency, but more specifically this 1 hour order block. I would like to see us reverse from this 1 hour order block. Even if it's not the silver bullet hour by then, I could look for a potential setup going into lunch, then continuing higher to these highs and that area there that we already pointed out. So I'm just gonna switch to the 3 minutes chart and wait. It's a waiting game now. Oh, and somehow we got to 265 subscribers in my absence, which is crazy. I know most of those people that are subscribed are not actually here right now, but yeah, I'm grateful. Thank you. Some will be calling this their silver bullet entry right now. Someone out there has already entered here. I don't like when my chart is that messy, so I'm just going to use another. Something cleaner. Let's use that and that. And go down to 3 minutes. Actually, go down to 1 minute. Yeah, even 1 minute looks even more messy. I don't know who's possibly trading this right now, but they have guts. So that's the sell side we'd be targeting if you were on this trade. And then anywhere within this area, I'm watching for a possible reversal. Let's see if someone got in. Stop loss there. TP there. Oh, that's actually a 1 to 2. That's really nice. I didn't think it was going to be that nice. I thought it was just gonna be a 1 to 1.5 or something. Well, this is cool. Given an IO Fed entry, didn't even retrace, just tapped and left. If I was in the trade, I would have broke even by now. But I'm not in the trade. As I said, I'm waiting to look for buying setups from here. Buy side raid, sell side raid, looking for a continuation high from there. MMXM would call it the double purge theory, if you guys know MMXM. The MMXM trader from Twitter. It literally is just his name. I don't mean MMXM the model, the concept. Anyway, let's wait and see. I'll say something if I see something. If I'm interested in a trade, I'll also mention. I think so far we can see the price action is not the cleanest at the moment. We have not been perfectly respecting the gap. Well, we have so far, technically speaking. We've respected that CB. Let's actually just go back to something that makes more sense. This. Yeah, we respected this, but check when price came down to clear the sell side liquidity. We instead came to this order block. It's an order block because we took liquidity here after tapping into a balanced price range over there. But yeah, we are also respecting this BC on the 1 minute, almost sort of looking bullish, which is not what we want to see when we're looking for sell side to be raided. So yeah, this very likely to go and clear that sell side liquidity, but the manner it's doing it in is not the most desirable right now. So let's go back to the 3 minutes. We also have that sell side liquidity there with those relative equal lows. This is still before the other block, because the other block is here by the yellow line at the bottom. So let's see. I still have not taken any trades, mostly tape reading. I'll be watching to see. As I said, I'm probably going to take a trade after the Silver Bullet hour, but the kill zone that I like to hunt in is between the 9:45 opening, basically from 9:45 to 11:15. So anywhere between this range, 9:45 till 11:15. But I'm willing to take this macro. The kill zone after this, which is just a macro, is the lunchtime one, the one that bleeds into lunch. So I'm willing to watch for a possible lunchtime reversal. So yeah, we have that buy side there, but I'm looking to see if sell side can be raided first. Tap in the other block, shift in structure, then continue higher. There's not much that I have planned out. Yeah, still just watching. Nothing too exciting, which is expected because of the light economic calendar. So let's continue waiting. Let's continue waiting. looks like price is ready to run the buy side liquidity there. Don't know what just happened with my audio, but yeah, you can see, as I said, not the highest probability setup. I was going to wait to play the lunchtime macro. I was looking to see if this candle would close above or below, because if it closed below, respecting the fair value gap still, even after reading that internal swing high, I was going to just call it a sweep in liquidity, because we do have some measure of liquidity somewhere there, right? It's in premium, it's a swing high created instead of a fair value gap. So I was looking to see if we're going to sweep that high, then just continue back down. I mean, these relative equal lows to me alone is enticing, and then you look left and then you see that doesn't seem like something the market would leave for too long. So yeah, I mean, I don't mind it running the buy side. There's nothing wrong with that. As I said, I would like to see it run the buy side, so we could find the potential high of the week somewhere here, then look for sells. If it runs the sell side, I would look for a possible break of structure or a market structure shift from the 1 hour order block to take it back up. So I'm very nimble. That's why I say, even though I have a higher time frame drawn liquidity from the daily, weekly, monthly, I still try to be nimble when I'm trading intraday. So now this is officially an inverted gap, right? It's an inverted fair value gap, and the swing high could even be considered a market structure shift. So let's see, will it hold for buy side now? And I think ICT is actually going live a little after the news in the PM session. I think it was 1:30 or 1:45. So the news is coming out at 1:01, and he goes live 45 minutes after that, which is basically 15 minutes before the Silver Bullet. Interesting stuff. So yeah, that could also mean that we'll just get a consolidating AM session. I mean, we've literally traded high and back down to where we opened up for the session so far. This is all we've done, and then back high again. So we'll not be surprised at all if we just do that the whole session. Then after, by lunch, wouldn't be surprised if we trade higher. Then at the PM session, we could look for a possible entry to take it back down. And I might actually just tune into the live stream. I haven't tuned into ICT's live stream in a long time, but I might tune into this one. So yeah, let's just watch for now. As I said, by 11:15, if we don't get anything, I might just end the stream here. I might find something off stream after here, but I've already explained what I was looking for in that crude diagram. This is sweeping one liquidity, it's sweeping the opposite liquidity, and then a break of structure to the first liquidity. This is basically what I'm looking for, so it's not like it will be something hidden. Alright, I guess more waiting game, about 10 minutes till the Silver Bullet hour ends, and then I'll give it 10 more minutes after that to see if there's anything on price. then we end the stream. Not a long one, not a crazy one, not too informative, but I'm easing myself back into the market and into streaming as well. Evening, welcome. Very surprised to see you here, considering that it's probably late now, your side of the world, and it's also been a while going live. On my part, I did not announce. I didn't announce that I was going live also. Yeah, but I know it's probably past dinner time, maybe probably 8 to 9 p.m. your side, Asia. But yeah, welcome. There's not much in the stream. I don't know when you joined, but I was looking for a setup, and I was saying if we don't get it in by 11, then I'll probably hunt in the PM session. For now, nothing clean, and I think ICT is also going live during the PM session, if I'm not mistaken, at 1:45, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, I'm not really stressed out too much about this. I might also go live in the PM session as well, which would be funny, going live at the same time ICT is, but I might, just because I want to play chess. I'm learning to play chess. Well, I learned the basics back in the days, and now I've finally been playing with some people online. So I'm looking to see if I can also grow that skill. Maybe one day, we can all play chess together or something. I don't know. But yeah, been focused there lately. If this disrespects this inverted gap right now, like if we close below it on this 3 minutes chart, and even, should I say worse, and even more, not worse necessarily, but even more if we raid these equal lows, that sell side liquidity, this is a significant low, because this is an entry into the 1 hour fair value gap. And then these relative equal lows are just liquidity. This one is only significant to me because it's the 1 hour order block. So yeah, if we somehow disrespect this, then we're probably gonna go for those lows, then all these levels, and then I watch for a reversal here at the 1 hour order block. But from the looks of it, I think we're going for this buy side now. I'm not really in the mood to be forcing any moves, any trades. I'm not going to be forcing any setups, mostly tape reading, like I used to do back in the days before I even started speaking. Yeah, for those that actually remember how the channel started, I would just be transcribing on the screen and stuff. I didn't have a mic back then. But yeah, now I'm just watching price. This looks like a high probability setup for scalpers. If I was scalping, I would have entered when we got into the inversion gap, which is right there, right? My stop loss, if I was scalping, would be at the bottom of the gap itself, and then target the buy side liquidity for a 1 to 2. But I'm not this crazy. This is just insane. This would make my heart not feel comfortable at all. But let's see, if someone took this setup, how would they be? Oh yeah, the possible setup of the person that took a sell from here would have been stopped out at break even, because remember, we assumed that by the time we rated this sell side, the stops have moved from there to break even. So now let's see the trader that decides to take this inversion gap. People like Doji. If Doji is trading today, he most likely took this setup, or he's at least talking about it in his private Discord, which I'm not in, but I know that it already exists. So let's see. This is probably a setup on the 15 seconds or 30 seconds. Let's check the lower time frames. Jeez, even on the lower time frames, it's still not clean. I don't know what type of price action this is, that even on a lower time frame, it's still messy. I mean, we couldn't even properly respect this 30 seconds BC with another block. We even have an SMT right there. SMT order block. This is a nice setup actually, but not for people like me. Just in general. See, now it's no longer looking as clean. That's why the first thing on my requirements is that we have a high probability day to trade. Like, that's the very first thing. High probability day. Actually, you start with high probability week, then day, then session, then time. But all that together still makes up time. It has to be the right time before you start looking for a setup to buy or to sell or whatever it is you want to do. That's why I wouldn't take such. I mean, look how clean that was, even on a 30 seconds chart. I know I don't usually trade on this time frame, but for this choppy price action, seeing that SMT there at the lows inside of this inverted gap, seeing the other block there, the fair value gap there, a second one created here, you would expect to see the second one just reject and push us to that buy side liquidity that we've been teasing for how long now? But no, price decided otherwise. so we can't say anymore. We don't know what's going on anymore. I mean, look at that. We're re-respecting. Let's go back to the 1 minute. I only went down a time frame to see what it looks like on a lower one, but on a 1 minute, same choppiness. I mean, this is the whole AM session. Opened up right there for the equity markets, right there, manipulated into this gap, and we've just been sideways the whole time. We came back to the opening price and now looking to sweep by side, I guess. If I took this trade from the 3 minutes, remember the inverted gap we talked about, that's coupled with the new BC there, with a stop loss at the low of the IFVG, I would not be feeling the most comfortable, to be honest. And that's the problem with today's price action. I mean, the session, not today. The whole day was actually decent. Just the session, the New York session. Very slow, very boring, but still cool to watch. We have now actually created, I'm looking at the 1 minute, we've actually now created another order block over there. Let's fix this. Order block here after sweeping liquidity with a fair value gap. I've been repeating this so much now that I don't even know whether or not this would be fine. This other block right there to those relative equal highs. If I was really fighting the markets today and I really wanted to milk something out of it, this is probably the only setup I'm willing to try. But as I said, with what we've gotten already so far, it's not looking the cleanest, it's not looking the best, and I would say to anybody to stay out of these conditions. Even if it works out, I mean, remember earlier on we started off wanting sell side to be rated. We just came and created relative equal lows. So even if it does work out, seeing something like this is not the best place to be. So let's see. It's rejecting the other block nicely so far. It seems like these equal highs are inevitably going to be rated now before 11:15 for sure. Very interesting. See, these type of candles is what we don't like. We don't like a lot of wicks. We just want price to be dynamically pushing in one direction, up or down. In this case, of course, we want it to just raid the buy side there. So we shouldn't stick around too much. We should just displace to the direction that we are anticipating. Anyway, I know this is not the most exciting stream, but I can't force the charts to do what I want it to do. It just does what it needs to do. In the next stream, I'm probably going to just be playing chess or something while waiting for alerts to be hit. Also as a way for me to just take my attention away from the charts when I'm not supposed to be on the charts, so I can focus on other things. Almost like a way to build discipline. Anyway, as I said, if price was really dynamic, I wouldn't even like to see the swing low taken. I just want to see a dynamic push up from here. Just wanted to do something so I can end the stream. See, this type of price actions that we don't like was what I don't like, at least. I mean, I know, yes, you can say that, well, we just traded back into the other block and fairly gap, but that's not what we like. We just want dynamic price movement. We don't like deep retracements. Market makers with liquidity specifically don't usually give people chances to enter a trade. They run to the areas they need to run to as quick as they can. So seeing retracements like this is not ideal. Look at that. We came so close to that swing low. We're back in the 3 minutes BC. I don't think anyone, no matter what they're trading, I don't think anyone will see this and think that this is the best possible price action ever. I really don't think anyone would say that. Like, even if here now we just decide to raid the buy side because we have SMT at the lows again, but like, how many SMT do we have to create for price to finally run? We swept the lows there. We didn't sweep it here on Nasdaq. And when you see such rejections with such a long tail and immediate rebalance there, doesn't make me think that low is going to stay for too long. So yeah, things like that makes me think, makes me say that this is really not the highest probability day all session to be trading. But I'm just waiting for something to happen. I really wanted to see this buy side rated so I can just end this, call it a day. In regards to with the charts, of course, I don't spend all day looking at the charts. I just want to close it off there. So let's see. See, and just like that, sell side has been rated. So, yeah, really choppy. Even the stop losses for these ones that decided to enter the inverted gap would have been stopped out. For those that were around when I said that, I wanted to see if you entered at the entry of the inversion and placed your stops right below the gap itself, because you have the assumption that if price is really that bullish, we shouldn't even trade too deep into this one, into this inefficiency. But yeah, here we are. It's 11:15 now. I am going to stop watching the charts and we'll see in the PM session. I'm also going to remove these alerts because I don't want to come back to the charts later and start wondering what's going on. Yeah, I think that's all. I think that is all. Let's see, ES, same thing. Not doing a lot, just chopping around. Yeah. Anyway, I'm done for now. This is all we had. This was my expectations going into the session. I wanted to see us straight down into the hourly order block before continuing higher, and this is all we got. So yeah, chop. To me, a very clear sign to stop watching. We will see after lunch if I'll go live or not. For now, stay safe, good luck, and good trading.